Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel, Smishak's Custom Baits. Rick Smishak here. Today we're going to be making another commercial color for my stuff for my personal use again. We're going to make it in a color called Mardi Gras. I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to make the baits I'm going to make for myself are the little tube baits that the molds aren't for sale anymore, and some swim baits in a 3.5 inch Kitech knockoff. And next week, I'm going to show you the molds, but next week we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do a little custom work. And I'm going to show you guys here in just a minute when I move the camera, show you the molds we're going to be using next week, and ask for your input. And we're going to try to make, assuming we get some input, and I trust that you guys will, we'll make something that you guys come up with. Or maybe it'll be a combination of things that you guys come up with. Like one guy says this, somebody else says this, third person says that, and maybe we'll do something like that too. But it'll be based on your comments, on your input. Whatever it is we make, it'll be based on what you guys have to say. So let me go ahead and get the camera moved over, and I'll show you what we're talking about. All right, here we go. The molds we're going to be using next week is the mud bug. Okay, I have 2 single cavity molds for that. Here's the other one. Okay, and then I have this mold here where I can make just the claws. All right, and then I have this one here where we can make the claw tip. We'll just put it over here. So I'll shoot this mold with one color, and then we'll take these claw tips and we'll put them over here in this mold, in this place here, and then we'll shoot the claw another color. All right. Then when we move the claws over to this mold, all right, then we're going to shoot this something else. All right. We can shoot this a laminate, so it would give us a 4-color bait. We can shoot solid color, which would give us 3 colors. So why don't you guys below the video tell me what combination of colors, and this one here can be a laminate, you think would look great. And next week we'll make it. All right, how's that sound? All right, we're back. We got the plastics all ready. We're going to go ahead and make this Mardi Gras for you. And what we're going to do is we're going to use our Watermelon 101. Okay. We'll use 3 different colors of glitter. Let's go ahead and get the colorant in. I freaking smashed my finger in the oven drawer last night. Somebody, when they closed it, it got off the tracks, and well, I was trying to get it put back in the tracks. It doesn't look too terrible, but it sure hurts like heck today. But when it broke loose, that's what happened to my finger. So, but that's okay. All right, let's put a little watermelon in here. That should be enough for this. That should be plenty for this, actually. Get that mixed in real well. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Looking pretty darn good. Okay, let me set this down. All right, now for glitter, we're going to use, this is the biggest one. This is the biggest size. We're going to use the green. The green will be the same size. We're using this black grape, and we're going to use 1/8 of a teaspoon of the black grape. Okay, here we go. And on this, I don't know if you read that, but this, it says it's a dash. Okay, so we're going to use a dash of black grape. All right, there we go. Another guy says that putting the glitter in is his favorite part. He said it's the most fun part of the whole deal. And, you know, I have to admit, it is pretty fun putting the glitter in. All right, so now we're going to use the 035 green, and we're going to use 1/8 of a teaspoon of that as well. Okay. All right. This is another color that can be used in in clear water. It can also be used in stained or dirty water. Greens and blues aren't the best in stained water or in really dirty water, but they still work. They just filter out really fast. All right, now the last one is this 015 gold, and we're going to use a lot of this. We're going to use a half a teaspoon. So 2 of these scoops, and there we go. Bob's your uncle, huh? All right. I just lay the teaspoons down on the knife. All right, let's get this mixed in good. And we'll check the temperature and see if it's still hot enough to shoot. It feels like it is. There you go. Look at this. Look at all that. Well, let's scrape the gold off first before we say look at all that gold, because the blade's just covered in the gold. All right, there we go. There's still a lot of gold in there, but the knife blade isn't just coated in it. But that's what it's gonna look like. All right, so it's still plenty hot. So let's go ahead and move the camera and the mold so we can get this done. All right. Okay, all right, here we are. We're ready to go. And let's go ahead and get this done before this stuff cools off too fast. Let's go ahead and shoot these little tubes. I've already prepped the rods. Okay. Doesn't take much plastisol to fill these guys. Now remember, guys, these molds are no longer being made. These tubes, so please don't pester and force our molds on that. I'll put a link for this other mold down in the description. And here we go. These swim baits are gonna have plenty of plastisol to make these too. All right. Now you can make, when you make your watermelon, you can make that green with your primary colors too. So if that's all you have, use those and come up with your own variation of the watermelon color. I use these commercial colorants because they work. There you go. I think that's all the reason why we need to do that. All right. So let's go ahead and let these set for a couple minutes, and then we'll open up the molds. Be right back. All right. Let's go ahead and open up the molds. And this is my favorite part. Let's go ahead and open this thing up. Some of them are going to stick on the feet are going to stick on one side. Some are going to stick on the other. All right, there we go. Oh wow, look at these. Let's go ahead and start pulling sprues. And I forget what they call this. Oh, it's a vent tab. That's what they call it. That little piece that's hanging off. See that? It's really thin. It's called a vent tab. And there's nothing really wrong with that. Although most molds you don't get that with it, but there's not, if you do, I mean, you saw how easy they just pulled off. So it's not really a big deal to have them. Just if I'm selling these, I just make sure that I pull them off. But when they're going to my tackle box, I might pull them off out of habit, but they don't really affect the bait. How about that from Mardi Gras? There you go, right there. These are going to be a killer bait. I'm sure of it. I'm sure. Even though I am not the best soft plastics fisherman, when I fished a lot, my confidence baits were spinner baits and top waters. In fact, I still remember the first time I ever caught a bass after years of trying on a soft plastic worm. And I started catching more of them after that, but still, that's a really nice bait, really nice color. Maybe it'll help me stop being so deficient as a soft plastic fisherman, huh? All right, let's go ahead and open up these guys. Okay, there we go. And here's my scissors. So I did not forget them; they were just set off to the side. Go ahead and start snipping these, sliding them off. Get a couple of these off. That is an awesome little bait. Go ahead and snip the rest of these. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of this. I'm going to open them up, make sure they're all okay. But I'm going to remove the rest of them from the rods and the splines off camera. Just because that's probably kind of boring for that part is. Oh look, so here's another really nice shot. And what about this one? Oh yeah, look at that. Another outstanding shot. All right, as soon as I get all these removed from the splines, from rods and splines, we'll be right back. All right, there you have it. Pardon me. 6 KT knockoff swim baits and a dozen crappie tubes, all in Mardi Gras. These are going to go in my tackle box, like I said before, and I think I'm going to have a good time with these. Even if I don't catch anything, I think I'm still going to have a good time fishing with them. All right, everybody, that's it for our show for today. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. Don't forget to leave your comments down below on stuff you'd like to see, especially for next week's video. Because I'm definitely going to be making those crawdads next week. And I guess if we don't get any input from you guys, I'll come up with something. But I think that'll be a lot of fun, making the stuff that you guys want me to make. We're just about ready to add the Patreon link to our in our descriptions. Just a couple more things to do, and that'll be ready. One thing I have to do is I have to decide if I'm going to have tiers or not right off the bat, and if so, what I'm going to offer for each tier. So that and the description for the channel itself, I want to make sure I get that right. Those are the two things that I still have left to do for that, and then we'll have that Patreon link, and you folks will be able to support the channel if you so desire. So with all that said, if you liked what you saw, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, tap the bell so you get notifications, and share. That's another way you can help support the channel, is by sharing. Share the video with everybody you know, your friends, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your families, your frenemies, your enemies, because that's how we help each other out. That's how we do good for each other, is by sharing and helping each other. All right? Until next time, tight lines and calm